Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 9th of November 2018. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's afternoon session where we're going to quickly have a look at some charts, a few instruments. We'll see what's happening with them. So as always, but before we kind of start looking at those, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So now, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then let's open up our charts here. Now the first one I want to touch on is the DAX. Now DAX here, I was covering this one yesterday in my morning video, and I was telling you guys to keep an eye on this possible range here between the 11,440 on the downside and the 11,680 zone. So as you can see, it kind of continues to trade between these two levels. Certainly we had a small undershoot here below that, but nevertheless kind of the index quickly got back above it, above this 11,440 level, and now currently kind of sitting slightly below the 50 EMA here, shown as the red line on the 4-hour chart. So we could in a way continue trading here within this range, but for us to take any action here, we would need to see either a nice break here through the upper side of this potential range, or a nice good drop here below the lower bound of it. So in other words, a nice good break below the 11,440 could potentially open the path towards this area here. Initially, of course, this potential area of support at around 11,215 mark, which was the low here seen on the 30th of October. So if that doesn't hold, well, it could be opening the path towards the lowest point of October that we had here near the 11,050 area. So, but of course, we'll go step by step. First, if we get a nice break here below the 11,440, this is what we're going to aim for, and we're going to aim for the 11,215 zone. On the upside here, as you probably understood now, we need to see a nice good break here above the 11,680 zone, approximately there. For those who are more on the cautious side, in a way you could round it up towards the 700 if you wish, but in still the idea remains the same, as we would need to see a nice good break here above this upper side of this range that we're seeing the index trading in. Also, you can see we do have the 100 EMA here shown as the green line as well around this area, around this 11,600 zone, 680 zone. So basically, in a way, it also confirm a nice good move higher if we get a nice break here above these two, above the 11,680 and of course the 100 EMA as well. So keep your eyes on down, keep your eyes on the next potential area of resistance at around 11,850, marked by the high of the 17th of October. So quite an interesting level this could be, but if that doesn't hold, I mean, this could be opening the path towards much higher levels, but of course we'll go slowly, step by step. Slightly above this level here, we do have the 200 EMA as well, and it could also kind of stall the price for a while, until kind of the bulls and the bears figure out who's going to take the further control here from here. Maybe this could hold. I mean, as you can see here in the past, we also saw this 200 EMA kind of holding nicely here around the 28th of August, and also around the 21st of September, certainly with a few overshoots, but we saw quickly the price getting back below that and moving lower again. So in a way, like I said, for now, keep your eyes on this, keep your eyes on the 11,850. If we get a nice pop here above the 11,680 and slightly above that, keep your eyes on the 200 EMA. Jumping into gold now. Gold is an interesting one. It's certainly taking the spotlight for Friday, and looking at this 4-hour chart here. Now let's do it probably from the beginning here in a way. So at the moment you can see that gold was trading here near the highs, near the 1240 zone, just kind of slightly below that. Of course, you can also mark the 1235 area as well. So I mean, it was trading around here initially, but you can see that it's now pushing lower. The bears are kind of taking control here, and they managed to lead the commodity all the way here towards this quite important, significant area of support here, marked by the lows of the 31st of October, and that's near the 1212 zone, so 1212. Now a nice good break and a close eventually, or should we probably say a nice close below this on a daily chart, could potentially lead this this commodity further down. We do have some good potential areas of support here, especially let's say if we mark this high here near the 1206, also could play out nicely. But if that doesn't hold, I mean, this could potentially drive further down. Of course, we could in a way test the psychological 1200 level as well. But if that doesn't if the momentum here, if the downside momentum will be will be strong, then we could see further declines here towards the 1183 zone. Now the 1183 kind of proved to be quite an important one in the past. As you can see, it held here several times, especially starting here from the 23rd of August, around there, and also around the 27th of September, and also in the beginning of October, around the 8th of October. It kind of continued to hold. Certainly for us to see this level here, we would need to see a nice good strong decline here. Certainly, of course, initially seeing the nice close below the 1212 zone, but then also a nice good break here and a move lower below the 1206, not to mention, of course, the psychological 1200 level as well. So basically, in other words, guys, we do have some good levels here underneath, and judging by the picture that we're seeing right now, it seems that we could potentially see this one traveling further down. On the upside, I mean, from the very short-term perspective, in a way, you could maybe look at this area here around the 1220 zone, something like that. A nice good reversal back to the 1220 zone could also automatically place the commodity back above the 200 EMA here, shown as the black line, and this way we could then potentially target the 1236 or even the 1240 levels, which you can see that act as very nice areas of resistance here in the past. So in a way, this would be our level to watch. Let me just kind of put an arrow here for our future reference. So the 1220 zone could be the one to watch in the future on the upside, of course, if suddenly this reverses back up here and moves higher. On the downside, yep, like I said, keep your eyes today on the 1212 zone, especially keep your eyes on the daily candle. Let's see how that ends. If we're gonna get a nice close below that, then the next area to watch is the 1206. Below that, we do have the psychological 1200 level, but like I said, if it continues to drop further, 1183 could be the one to watch. Jumping into a few pairs now, euro dollar. Certainly, I was talking about this one this morning, and I was telling you guys to keep an eye on this 113.35 area, and you can see it kind of acted as a very nice area of support, from which kind of the euro dollar rebounded and moved higher, but still it wasn't able to overcome the 113.55 level yet. So it's kind of stuck here between these two, well, stuck in this 20 pip range here. Very tight one, of course. So in a way, what we're going to keep an eye on for today is, of course, we're going to keep a close eye on the daily candle, and especially on the 113.35 area, because if we get a nice break here below, now this could potentially lead towards this already becoming a psychological 113 level. We could see a test of that one, but if that doesn't hold, well, I mean, this could turn out to be quite ugly for the euro dollar, and we could see this one sliding further down. But for now, of course, let's not get into conclusions. Let's see how this performs. Probably we're going to end up the day somewhere around here. We're also going to end the day below this this very short-term downside resistance line taken from the high of the 26th of September, and we're probably going to end up here. But let's say if this actually manages to travel back up here and breaks this downside resistance line and closes above the 113.90 area, approximately there, of course, this could in a way be a bit of a warning sign for the bears, and we could of course continue monitoring this one. Certainly I'm not saying that this is where we could become more bullish and where we could then aim for higher levels, but for us to get more comfortable with the upside, we would need to see this one traveling all the way back above the 114.55 area here, or even actually, to be more on the safe side, a nice good break above the 114.95, which was marked here by the highs of this week, near the highs of this week, of course. A nice good break above that could open the path towards higher levels, as this would be confirming higher highs. Since its reversal of from the 31st of October, and then we could aim for the 115.50 or even higher. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. Keep your eyes on this level here on the upside, the 114.95. Certainly I don't think that we're going to reach it today. Probably we're going to hang around somewhere around here, but the level to watch for today is the 113.35. Let's see where the pair closes today. Jumping into USDCAD now, this one is an interesting one because it had a nice rejection here from this upside support line, pushed higher, broke this key resistance here near the 131.70. You can see that it pushed higher today as well, and will continue to push higher today, but also at one point it had a bit of a correction here back to the downside, where actually it tested this 131.70 level just perfectly here, and it acted as a very nice area of support, and now it's kind of retracing back up here again. So let's of course keep a close eye on this level here on the 132 zone. A nice good pop above the 132 could open the path towards the next potential area of resistance at around 132.25. So for now we're going to be very cautious. We're going to leave this one for next week, of course, but from the very short-term perspective, like I said, we're going to keep an eye on the 132 here for today. We're going to keep on monitoring and this pair and see how this closes today and where this is going to close today. If we're going to get a nice close above the 132, then yep, I mean, this could be looking quite good for the bulls, where, like I said, the next potential area could be the 132.25. But if this suddenly, let's say, drops below the 131.70, of course, be very cautious with the downside here, because we could still, well, we could end up moving lower here, but only probably to test this area around the 131.25, or even this short-term upside support line, which of course will be carefully monitored, because if it's going to act as a nice bouncing ground again, then, well, yep, we could, like I said, we could see this one traveling back up here higher, so, or even actually towards the much higher levels, but which we will have a look at then, if we, like I said, if we'll reach this upside support line again. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. Keep your eyes for today, like I said, keep your eyes on the 131.70 zone, and we will discuss this one next week again, depending on, like I said, how this is going to close today, and we'll just evaluate it from there. GBPJPY, another good one here, rebounding it from this level right here at around 147.85, so it found its very good support here today. Nevertheless, after seeing such a good rally here to the upside, where the pair found its resistance near the 149.50 zone, from it retraced back down here. Certainly you can see that the bulls are still kind of trying to fight back, but the only thing is that we're now kind of trading here, looking at this 4-hour chart, of course, trading here below this 21 EMA, which kind of adds a little bit more bearishness to this, to be honest. Certainly we're going to remain slightly on the neutral zone, on the neutral side here. For us to get comfortable with the upside, we would need to see this one traveling all the way back towards the 149.50 and eventually breaking that, and breaking the 149.70 zone as well. This is where we could become even more comfortable with the upside and examining higher levels, of course. But of course, if this retraces back down here again and starts to break the 147.85, this is where we'll be probably looking at much lower levels here again, levels like this one right here, approximately around the oh, sorry, just a little bit higher, I do apologize, So the 146.85 mark, approximately there, marked by the lows of the 6th of November. This could be a nice potential area for a test, but if that doesn't hold, further declines could be possible. So, but of course we'll get to those if we see of course if we'll see this decline first, and of course if we'll see this break of the 147.85. So keep your eyes on this one today. Let me just quickly mark that for our future reference. To be honest, it's not the most exciting day today in the currency field here. All pairs are like moderately trading in the moderate zone, let's put it that way. So for now, like I said, keep your eyes on this one. Keep your eyes on the 147.85. Let's see what he wants to do with it. And on the upside, you could, like I said, continue monitoring this 21 EMA here shown as the yellow line and see where it actually ends today's day. The last pair quickly I wanted to touch on, and I'll probably let you go, guys. So NZDUSD, similar story here, still trading below this 21 EMA after, of course, it had a nice run here to the upside. Then we can see that it found its resistance near the this level right here. Let me just quickly mark that for our future reference, and that's around the 0.6817 mark. So from which it kind of retraced back down. Certainly. Now let me just put this new support. This is where it found its support near the 0.6728 zone. It found its support here, from which it kind of bounced back to the upside, but still remains above the below the 21 EMA. So for now, like I said, we're also going to stay a bit more bearish and a bit more cautious, I would probably say. But a nice good break here below the 0.6728 zone could potentially open the path towards these lower levels. Certainly a bit of a correction could be nice on this pair if of course it wants to continue traveling further in the near term, and in a way you could look at this tentative upside support line for guidance, because with this very short-term upside support line, it already got broken. So this could be our next potential area to watch if this pair wants to retrace a little bit further down. Okay, guys, I hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. And if you want to join me on Monday morning, and that's 6 o'clock GMT time, 7 o'clock Greater Summer Time. But for now, guys, thank you very much, and bye bye.